Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, March 3. On this date in 1981, Paul Lloyd Jr. was born. The former three-time WWE Tag Team Champion known as Justin Gabriel turns 31 today. On this date in 1997, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from Atlanta, Georgia. In the main event, Lex Luger and the Giant fought the Steiner brothers to a no contest. On this date in 2003, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Uniondale, New York. In the main event, Kane and Rob Van Dam defeated Al Snow and Tommy Dreamer in a hardcore tag team match. On this date in 2008, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Indianapolis, Indiana. In the main event, Triple H fought Randy Orton to a no contest. This has been Today in Wrestling History, March 3.
This is Jim the Anvil Neidhart of the Hart Foundation, and you're listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Ferran Derry on 1490 WBCB, baby. Yeah!
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Ferran Derry back here with you for only about another 10 minutes, and then we're going to be taking you to Notre Dame High School basketball. For now, though, we've got the phones are lining up, but people really love going to the last minute here. Let's get things going with John. John, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Yeah, I was reading something this week that the WWE Network's having a little bit of problem with takeoff, as they say. Yeah,
they need to get a... They need to get basically a cable backer, and they don't seem to be getting any success with that. I guess whether it's Comcast and Xfinity or even like Dish or DirecTV or any of the no, I'm forgetting one. Verizon. None of them are really jumping on board with the WWE Network.
Well, you look at Comcast especially because they've had G4 and they had Tech TV, and then they merged the two of them. You would think like channels with themes that most of the time they just don't work. Like you had Spike, which was like advertised as TV for men, and then it just became like G4 where it's just endless reruns of Cops. I mean,
yeah, Cops and Mansers and other
cheaters and
oh yeah, all that wonderful dreck.
It's the recycling bin of television.
A little bit, yeah. I never thought of it that way, but that's kind of what it is.
And I posted it on the Facebook. I had a chance to chime in last week about it, but it looks like the Funkasaurus is in a little bit of trouble with Saurus in terms of his ring work.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, considering that his matches haven't gone longer than, a minute and a half? I mean, who's surprised by this?
It's amazing how they just throw a guy in there like that, but I mean, whatever. I was not a fan of it. I didn't even understand what was going on. I turned on Raw one night, and it looked like Saturday Night Fever, and I'm like, yeah, I'll come back in about 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, it's like Flash Funk reincarnate. That's pretty much what that was. They fast-forwarded about 15, 16 years, and it's like they were... Instead of, I'm trying to think. Instead of the Funkettes, so is that what Flash Funk had? Now I'm trying to think back to the past and think now, or maybe they even recycled it and they were both the Funkettes. Now I'm not even sure.
And then you had the whole thing with the Big Show and Shaquille O'Neal. I think what needs to be pointed out, because WWE is not really giving an answer why it's not happening, and neither is Shaq. Shaq's still adamant that he's going to be there. I think with Shaq's Achilles, as we all know, like NBA fans and just basketball people in general know that's pretty much what Shaq retired more than just his Achilles. Shaq was just at the end. His Achilles, they're probably concerned about his Achilles because he was supposed to do Dancing with the Stars.
And he ended up not because of the Achilles.
Yeah, no, not with that Achilles he can't. Although it would be funny.
Yeah, that would definitely be interesting. But I think at this point, yeah, it's at this point, I mean, you'll probably get almost for comedy effect. Put Kevin Nash, put Diesel against the Big Diesel, and see what happens.
Yeah, like fake Diesel.
Oh, there we go. We'll get Kane in there, throw him back in the fake Diesel gear. There we go. A Diesel triple threat match.
That's Diesel versus Mack Truck.
Oh man. And of course you got to get Shaq in there as well. One of his many nicknames, the Big Diesel.
The Big Shactus.
The Shactus, the Big Aristotle. I don't know, who has more nicknames, Shaq or The Rock?
Yeah.
Because you figured
exactly.
the Great One, the most electrifying man in all of entertainment, the Brahma Bull. I'll have to sit down and kind of just, go counterpoint on that one.
And his other nickname, Dwayne.
Dwayne, yeah, that's kind of been thrown out there.
And for me, it would have to be WrestleMania 3. That would be...
Of course, Hogan and Andre.
Yeah.
And, of course, Savage and Steamboat, the very popular undercard.
One of the most popular WrestleMania matches ever.
And don't forget that opening match with the Can-Am Connection. Okay, maybe not as much, but...
But yeah,
how often do you get to mention the Can-Am Connection? I mean, honestly.
It's like the New York Stock Exchange.
A little bit.
But, that's definitely a topic we can just keep throwing back and forth over the next couple of weeks up until WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's so much WrestleMania talk to get into. I'm going to, a couple of weeks from now, obviously with St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to try to do something Irish-themed. I haven't quite figured out where I'm going to go with that yet, because, I mean, how many noted Irish wrestlers are there? I mean, you've got Finlay, Hornswoggle, Sheamus... And that's about where we drop off. I mean, just off the top of my head.
And give one of those Irish hoodlums a drink down there.
Oh, man.
But that's pretty much it. I know you're up against the clock, so I'm going to punch out.
Okay, thanks so much, John. I appreciate it. Yeah, we only got about 5 minutes left before we get to high school basketball. So thought we were going to miss him this week, but no, we're going to take a look at the local scene courtesy of Ed from the Northeast. Ed, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
I'll make it short. It's ECWA in Middletown, New Jersey. It's a fundraiser for the Lions Pride.
Okay, can't go wrong with those fundraisers.
It has Nunzio, the Patriot, Robbie E.
There's a nice there's a nice combo between the three of them. Absolutely.
And we have an MMA Warrior Cup Challenge in Broadway tonight.
Okay, a little bit up the Jersey Turnpike there.
And we have WSU in my mouth. It's in Deer Park, New Jersey, New York.
Oh, New York. Okay, that's one of those where you better get in the car now to get there. Okay, gotcha.
We're going to be having I'm going to be bringing that show here next year, hopefully.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll certainly look forward to that.
Probably a doubleheader.
Oh, excellent. All right, thanks so much for the call. I'm just about up against it, Ed. Thank you so much. A couple of other quick tidbits. I mentioned John Cena and his adventures in Daytona. Well, he had a heck of a time trying to fulfill his commitment to the folks at NASCAR. Rain delays forced the event first from Sunday to Monday at noon, and then to Monday night, where unfortunately Cena could not wave the green flag and say start your engines as he was supposed to, as he couldn't be in both Daytona, Florida for the race and Portland, Oregon for Raw at the same time. So he ended up having to charter fly over to Portland once they made the decision that it was going to be Monday night, the Daytona 500. But the folks at NASCAR, more than thrilled with Cena's attempt to still hang in there, and he pretty much has an open invitation to come back to any of the NASCAR events, should he so choose. Also, former TNA X Division champion Brian Kendrick no longer with the company, according to Mike Johnson at PWInsider.com. Kendrick's bio was removed from the company website recently, and he's now taking indie dates. So good luck in your future endeavors, Brian Kendrick. Kendrick was always one of my favorites, so I hope he does well. Also, the preliminary estimate for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, 438,000 buys, which is down from 446,000 last year and 462,000 a couple of years ago. So more steady declines in pay-per-view buys. Not a good thing for the WWE. They got to figure out what to do to turn things around. Also, mentioned the departure of Vince Russo earlier. That's led to Dave Lagana working with the creative team in Orlando again this week, and possibly on a permanent basis. Lagana, Matt Conway, Bruce Pritchard, and Eric Bischoff are believed to be handling the bulk of the creative matters. Pritchard's still in charge, and Bischoff an executive producer for the company. And, of course, Hogan has creative control over his own character. and that's been an influence on other creative matters in the past. I'm getting a little bit of a note here. Okay. Alrighty, and we're good to go on time with that, Bill. Okay, so that's going to just about do it for me. We'll be back next week. We'll preview TNA Victory Road and find out a little bit more on the road to WrestleMania here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB.
This is your station for Phillies baseball and Eagles football on 1490 WBCB, Levittown, Fairless Hills.